Hello.
Hello, young man.
How are you?
I'm doing excellent. How are you doing? Thank you for having me here.
Of course, of course. Welcome to our festivals. You know, I know that you're a script writer and you have a script, a feature script, right?
Yeah.
Tell us more about it.
It's Devotion. It is about a 30-year-old virgin who falls in love with a guy on death row. And this happens all the time. Women fall in love with men in prison all the time. And there's all these programs to write guys letters in prison. But also, women fall in love with serial killers, like in prison. Often. This happens regularly.
Okay.
But so I wanted to...
I'm not interested in that. I'm just kidding. That is super interesting topic, okay? So I want to ask you what pushed you to write about this topic. I know that there's not a lot of things out there, you know, that talks about these, you know, topics.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me more.
Well, I wanted to write on the topic of love. Everything romantic comedies are love. I've been in love, and love is not always this perfect, beautiful thing. Sometimes it fucks up your life. Sometimes love can be kind of horrible.
Yeah.
And I wanted to play on the idea of what is love, and not paint it in the rosiest way. And my cousin was a truck driver who started robbing truck stops. And he was actually killed robbing a truck stop here in Arizona.
Welcome to Arizona.
Yeah, he was killed by the police, robbing a truck stop. And so I had this idea of someone who I think of as a nice guy. I'm like, well, here's someone that I love and is this is my friend, but they're kind of fucking crazy too, you know, and so they're out there doing wild shit. And that's often the case. Murderers are often loved by lots of people. They're often how many people do you run into in the grocery store who have killed someone?
Exactly.
You can joke with them and they're funny. It's just these extreme circumstances have led them to this point.
Right.
And so I wanted to present a villain in the nicest possible light, and the hero of the movie in the harshest possible light. Just playing with general archetypes of things. But so my cousin would have ended up on death row. The guy who was with him was a young kid, and he ended up on death row. Or he's doing life in prison, one of those. And the female, Glindy, is actually really very based on someone I dated who was a 30-year-old virgin. And I had written a short story about her, and that she wasn't meant to be the focus of the story, but the more I wrote, as you know, the characters take on their own lives, and the story takes its own lives, and I'm like, well, this is the better story, this is the more interesting thing. So that's how
cool.
I like that.
Johnny, that is super interesting, because you know what, I always hear it around me, where, we're just sick and tired of, the rosy, beautiful, La La Land, love story.
Yeah.
Love is a lot of things.
Love is a lot of things.
Yeah, and that is amazing, the description, how you described, the movie, that is amazing. What, after finishing the movie, I have a lot of questions, actually, but I'm going to start with, I should have asked this at last, but I'm going to start with it. At the end of the story,
yes,
how your main characters, do they see love? How would they depict love?
Well, I mean, if I just tell you what happened, so the guy on death row divorces her because he thinks she's not in the situation for her best, and so the best thing he can do for her is get her out of this situation. And that is his way of loving her, is removing her from this relationship. And she is brokenhearted and ends up having sex for the first time, because she never gets to have sex with the guy because he's in prison. And I don't think the state of California allowed conjugal visits at the time. There's been I had a lot of thoughts on keeping people on death row and executing people. So that played into my writing it. And also I was very interested in the Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez, who a woman proposed to him and married him while he was the lead juror in his case, became a private investigator, got a license, became a private investigator, joined his legal team so she could go fuck him in prison.
Wow.
That's how devoted she was.
Wow.
And I'm just like, what is wrong with people?
Yeah.
What is wrong with people that they do this?
Yeah.
I don't know if that answered your question.
That, answered a lot of questions.
It answered something.
Yeah, it answers something, of course. I want to talk more about the structure of your script, right? Did you use a classic structure where there's like introduction and then you have like the act 2 and then the act 3, or you decided to go beyond this basic structure and do your own, sauce?
No, I'd say it's pretty like basically structured. It's written to be like a commercial film, a weird commercial film, but not my weirdest. Like, no, I tried to do my like variations in the themes rather than in the structure.
Okay.
It's not like upstream color or something.
Yeah. Let's talk about the developing of your characters. Let's take like your main character, okay? So we don't go for like 5 hours. Let's talk about the evolution of your character. Could you tell us more about what was like the most, I would say, important evolution in the characters?
I picked a real person. I took a real person who I knew.
Wow.
And just
that is cool.
Inserted her into this story. Like,
does she know?
I don't think so. Like, maybe at some point she'll learn.
That is super cool.
No, I often do that. I often, probably I shouldn't say that, but no, that's what...
Please, whenever you write something about me, send it. Let me know.
You're a serial killer here, Gauthier. No, I tend to take real
and
people.
That is fantastic, Johnny. That is fantastic. Leon. I'm so sorry. I don't know what I called you, Johnny. Yeah.
The other guy's Johnny.
Oh, yeah.
I almost always use real people, except in the case of like you're creating like imaginary beings or something. Like I just finished a graphic novel about Chihuahua who becomes a DJ, and like he's not really a DJ. It's a real Chihuahua, but like he doesn't speak English, he doesn't speak Spanish, he doesn't walk around. He isn't like a little hipster. He's a dog. He pees on things. So I guess I in that I created the personality.
Okay.
But I don't know. I find I don't know if you're right thing. The beings become their own. Like they breathe life into themselves. Like in your mind. And like I feel like as a writer, like my goal is to convey like this like in all things that I write. Like I don't feel like my job is to create something. I feel my job is to dust off the thing that is there waiting to be born. Like as a songwriter, as a scriptwriter, as a novelist, like I am there to like not force my will, but to just dust off what's there. Okay.
Yeah. Johnny, here's my next question. Do you think that how do you feel about science fiction and like reality? When you write science fiction, because you were saying that your thing is about like dusting, it's reality, it's out there.
Yeah.
Your thing is to write about it, and to kind of depict this reality. What do you think about science fiction? Is it better if we get inspired from like real events, real people, or science fiction should start and ends in the mind?
Well, no, like if you look at like George Orwell or Ray Bradbury or like Philip K. Dick, like these guys are looking at society now or in their time and saying here are the issues and here are the problems and here are the tendencies of humanity and projecting like what these problems and tendencies will lead to. And it's just another way of looking at humanity. I don't I don't think as a human you should ever leave humanity behind. I think you should always be reflecting
Okay.
on humanity. So the best science fiction is looking at what's there and saying, what can this be?
Super interesting. Guys, I'm just loving this interview.
Oh, I'm having a great time.
Yeah.
I'm enjoying
yeah.
talking.
Yeah, this is super cool. This is super interesting. Johnny, my last question, other than I like your shirt, actually.
I made this. I stole this.
Really?
But, I hate waiting in the bathroom. I'm like, just do your cocaine out here. Like, come on, people need to go to the bathroom. There's only one bathroom.
Exactly. Like everybody is laughing.
It's so annoying.
So annoying.
You know, and then you can go the other extreme. I'm like, okay, like, you don't have the one, because I had this party, and the people are locking the door. I'm like, I know you don't want to share your Coke, but everyone here is doing Coke, so just do the Coke out here. One girl just cut up a line, like, right on my kitchen table, like, overlooking, like, the whole, like, downtown. I'm like, okay, you've gone a bit too far in the other direction. Like, lean back a little.
Good one, good one.
Sorry.
No, Johnny, no problem. It made me laugh so hard. Leon, what's your future? Are you writing? Are you going to produce this script?
Well, this script in particular, I submitted it because I feel like it's one of my best works, and I would love it to get made. But the last thing I did was a short documentary on abortion.
Okay. Yeah, but that is a heavy subject.
Yeah, that is a heavy subject. Film is costly.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, so
Welcome
I always
to the club.
Yeah, I always figure that
Yeah.
in. I mean, like, ideally, I'd love to get some sort of representation where I can sell scripts, but like, isn't that like every writer's dream, you know?
Yeah.
But as a filmmaker, I just continue to make the films that like I can make, and as a musician, I'm constantly releasing music. Dirty Chai, Spotify.
Follow him. Cool. Leon, thank you for this interview.
Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me at your festival.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's really nice.
Yeah, cool. And you know, I wish you all the best. I wish that you keep writing.
I sent you a link to my feature on your Instagram, and I want to watch yours. Where can I watch it?
Yeah, I'll send you the links.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Well, I'll see
Thank
you
you.
soon.
Fare thee well, friends.